Hello, welcome to the replay. I am excited to be here with you today. If you are tuning in on the replay, say hey in the comments. Let me know that you are here. I'm excited to have this conversation with you all about brand identity. And what do I mean, or people like me, marketers, talk about brand identity? What does that even mean, and how do you figure it out for your business? So, if this is your first time here, if you and I have never met, my name is Monique James. I am a strategic marketing consultant, and I help online brand owners. And for the sake of my business, any business who leverages online channels is an online brand owner, and nonprofit leaders know how to plan their marketing and know what to say in their marketing so they can connect with their audiences. And we do that through a variety of ways. We do that through one-on-one consulting, we do that through group trainings, workshops, and we do that through self-paced digital products. And so my approach to marketing is unique. I don't know of another marketing consultant who talks about marketing in the way that I do. Part of the reason my approach is a little bit different is because I come to it from the perspective of also being a confidence coach. Part of my job as a confidence coach is to help my clients dig through the noisy stuff that is telling them not to believe in themselves, to doubt themselves, to tell themselves that they should play small because playing small is safe, all of those things. And so I bring that perspective to marketing consulting because I believe for so many business owners, for so many brand owners, when you are unclear on the truth of you or the essence of your brand, it is super easy to get so distracted and doubtful when things don't look like they're working. I mean, part of the job of these online channels that we leverage, social media and all of these things, part of its job is to keep us distracted. That's what it's here to do. And so when there are 50,000 new channels popping up and the ones that you're using aren't working, you're supposed to question, should I jump on TikTok? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? That's the job of this industry, this digital marketing, social media app platform industry. The goal is to keep you so distracted and so unclear on your North Star that you are just all over the place, sucking up bandwidth everywhere, getting counted among the user base everywhere. And so for me, as a marketing consultant, my job is to help you uncover the thing that makes your brand so unique, like your fingerprint, your brand's fingerprint, that when the distractions of social media and the digital spaces rise up, you are not distracted. You are clear and you are able to make decisions from a place of ease and not from a sense of urgency from external forces. Like you don't feel dragged around by the advice and the commentary and the chitter chatter in the online space. Instead, you can see it for what it is and you can say, you can look at your brand, you can go back to your brand's essence and you can make decisions from a place of steadiness and not feel like the answers are outside of you. And so that's what makes me different as a marketing consultant. And so when marketing people like me talk about talk about brand identity, for me it is very important to talk about and to highlight the elements that we cannot see. Because a lot of times when the conversation about brand identity is happening, the focus is the colors, the fonts, the logo, the visible stuff. And for me, sure, yeah, that matters. But if your brand identity was a room with four walls, your logo, your font, your colors are pieces of furniture that are in the room. It doesn't make up the totality of your entire brand. And so what I want to talk about in this video is are some of the elements that I focus on with my clients, with my one-on-one clients and my group trainings, in my digital courses. These because these elements are foundational. In my opinion, they are the bottom bricks for your business. And if you want to have a solid foundation for your business, these elements need to be cleared up. Because I know what it feels like to feel like you are blending into the wallpaper amongst your competitors, right? You look at your competitors and you're like, they are doing so much better. They are doing so much more. Their content is always on point. People are always sharing, blah, 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 blah. And that creates, like I said, that sense of inadequacy that does not lend to making sound business decisions. And so HubSpot defines brand identity as the aspect of branding that focuses on your brand's personality as well as the values you convey to customers. Nothing I said is visible. Personality and values. I know that there are plenty of marketers who are like, what? We don't even like, generally in the marketing space, nobody talks about this stuff. People don't really talk about this because marketers as a whole are tend to only think about the numbers in the black and white. And for me, I think it's really important to address, to create space and the whole space for the persons, the humans that our marketing messages engage with, because they are humans. They are not numbers on or data points on a graph. They are humans. And if we want our marketing to do what we want it to do, we have to be considerate of those humans. So the aspect of branding that focuses on your brand's personality as well as the values you convey to customers. That's how HubSpot defines brand identity. For me, it's all of those things. It is the invisible stuff that allows you to know how you want to say what you want to say. It guides your decision making, it shapes perception, and it impacts the performance of your marketing. So, for the purposes of this chat that we're having right now, I want to talk about a couple things, a couple of elements of your brand identity. The first one is your ideals, your brand ideals. You know, when you say the word, it kind of makes you want to stand taller because that's what it is. Your brand ideals are the things that allow you to be uncopyable. They are the things that position your brand to not have an equal. There is no other brand whose brand ideals will match yours. It allows you to create a lane that's custom fitted for you. So when I say ideals, I'm talking about things like your value. I'm talking about things like your coherence. There are actually 9 brand ideals. And if you're watching this and you are already recognizing that, okay, this is the kind of stuff I need to figure out for my business, this is the kind of stuff that I need help with, I want to encourage you to join me for Marketing Summer School because we're going to be talking about these 9 elements of the brand ideals and figuring out what yours are. The link is attached to this video. Like I said, your brand ideals are the foundation for your unrivaled brand. No rival, no competitor, no mix and match, no you know how like when you order things, no substitution. That's the word I was looking for. You are unrivaled. When you take the time to clarify this first piece of the totality of your brand ideals, going back to my example, that 4-walled room, your ideals, the 9 elements of your ideals, you just added another piece of furniture in your room. Remember, you had your logo, you had your colors, you had your fonts. Now you just added another piece of furniture, your ideals. Another element of brand identity. And I mash these two together, voice and tone. I know sometimes we tend to think about our brands as inanimate objects, but the truth is, the humans on the other side of our marketing messages receive what we publish as a human being. They are not inanimate objects. And so we have an opportunity to add a level of uh, personality, add those human characteristics to our brands so that people who receive our messages resonate. So think about, how does the way you say what you say in your marketing make you different from other people who sell what you sell? How how does the way you say, I use my brand as an example. So I'm an Army veteran. I'm an Army spouse. So for me, that that pours into, that's a big part of my brand. So when anything military related rolls around, the way I address it, my content, my marketing is going to be different than another marketing consultant who doesn't have that element that I have. You see how when you start to think about those pieces, the pieces that you bring to the table, that your team brings to the table, that allow you to make your brand fingerprint 100% unique, and it shapes how you say what you say. You see what I'm saying? It shapes how you talk about your brand, particularly if you're watching and you are one of those entrepreneurs, small business owners, nonprofit leaders who struggles with the whole elevator pitch exercise. And you stumble over your words, and there's a lot of words ringing around in your head, and you're not sure which ones to use or what to say or how to arrange them so that they sound coherent. That could be because your brand identity is unclear. So it's difficult to figure out how you want to say what you want to say, how to convey what you do in a way that's going to resonate with an audience. Part of the reason could be because that brand identity is unclear. So you want your audiences to recognize you as familiar. And in order to do that, you actually have to do some research on the audiences. We'll talk about that later this week. Don't worry. We're going to get there. But you have to first decide, who is your brand? Is your brand TMZ or NPR? Are you Walmart or Target? The thing is, we understand it as consumers. When we think about our own shopping habits, we can see, oh, that's why I prefer this over this. The challenge as brand owners and leaders is us stepping into the role of leaders, step out of consumer mode and step into marketer mode to figure out how to identify those elements for our own businesses so that they can have the same impacts on our audiences that other people's marketing has on us. Voice and tone is another element. So you add those two into that four-walled room. That is your brand. Positioning. Where do you fit? Where does your brand fit among the available options? Where do you fit? Are you uh, Dollar Tree, Five Below, other one, other one, other one, other one, other one? You know what I mean. Where do you fit? Because being clear on where you fit also helps shape your presentation. It shapes everything. It shapes how you show up. It shapes how your content sounds. It shapes how your content looks. It shapes the tools that you use because you want everything to be in alignment with the identity. The final element of brand identity that I want to talk about in this video is archetype. This is probably my favorite one. Probably my favorite one because it harkens back to mythology and Greek mythology. We know it when we see it. We get it. Like I said before, the goal is for us as marketers to start thinking like marketers and identifying these pieces that shape everything our brands do online. What is your original pattern? Archetype, the word archetype comes from a Greek word that means original pattern. And there are 12 common archetypes. Once you are clear on what your brand's archetype is and you design your marketing to reflect that, what your marketing does is it creates mental shortcuts in the minds of your audience. So they now fill in the gaps to decide or to recognize who your brand is to them and what it means to them. So you want to think about, figure out what is your primary, and a lot of brands have two or three, primary and a secondary, or primary and two secondaries. And the mix, the variety blended together allows your identity to start to take shape. So here's the thing. Like I said at the top, my approach to marketing comes from a lot of different places, but it really is rooted in empowering you to know how to marry intelligence with your intuition. Know how to trust yourself enough so that you can infuse strategy with creativity to define your brand's fingerprint and be so unique that any attempts to imitate will look blatantly like imitators. So unique. So, that in a nutshell is brand identity. We just covered some of those elements that you need to include. If you've only focused on the visible stuff, I want to challenge you maybe to watch this video again and start to figure out what those other pieces mean. Add those pieces of furniture in that four-wall room. That is your brand. And if you need more support with this, if you need guided support with this, I am excited to welcome you, to invite you to join me for Marketing Summer School. This is a two-part workshop series that I am teaching July 19th and July 26th live. And there are in-person seats available and virtual seats available for Marketing Summer School. We will talk about brand identity in detail. We will go over all of the elements. We will talk about your archetype, and you will know what your archetypes are by the time you leave the first session. In the first session, we're also going to talk about your customer journey, your customer discovery. Building out that profile, that persona for your customer. That's session 1. Session 2, we continue the customer research by building out the customer journey map. And then we round it out with a little AI marketing planning. So if you're watching this before July 19th, 2024, click the link attached to this video and register, grab your seat. All attendees, whether you are attending in person with me or you are attending virtual, all attendees will get access, 90 days of access to the live training recording, because I will be recording it. And you will have access 90 days to those recordings. So you can go back and watch it, and you will get a marketing resource guide, which contains all of the worksheets that we're going to cover in the 2 sessions, and the templates and all of that jazz. You will get those as well. So again, I'm looking forward to teaching this. I'm looking forward to start to change what marketing, the perception, to change the perception of marketing and what it can do for a business at every level. This type of conversation is not just, should not be just reserved for the large corporations who have teams of marketing nerds who sit around conference tables and do all of this work. It should not be reserved only for them. I am teaching Marketing Summer School to make this information accessible to every business. And if you show up ready and willing to learn and willing to step in and take action, I promise you I'm going to show up to support and arm and empower you with everything you need to start changing how you show up. My goal is for you to start showing up as a confident marketer in your decision making, in your planning, in your publishing, in your presentation, in all of it. So I hope I'll see you, whether in person at the clubhouse in Augusta, Georgia, or virtually on the Zoom. Get in before July 19th. And don't wait till the last minute. Like, why would you do that to yourself? If you know you need the support, like, get in, join us. Oh, and we also have payment options available. Click the link. You'll see it there. Go to the link attached to this video. You'll see all the details there. If you have questions about any of those elements that I talked about, ideals, voice and tone, positioning, and archetype, if you have questions, do not hesitate to drop them in the comments. I'll answer them. That's what I do. I'll answer the questions. So thank y'all for tuning in. I hope to see you July 19th. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.